Oh, the rap video for today, Brock, and I think what we learned more than anything else is that you have a terrible sense of taste after calling the Lion King what?
Powerful.
Badass was your
powerful.
phrase.
It was moving.
It was badass.
It was dominant.
Really, let's be fair, it was badass.
Yeah,
that was the number one thing of the day. The number two thing, however, was probably Jake Locker and what he needs to do this weekend against a very, very good national opponent to show not only the local fans, not only his team, but also the national scouts and everybody else that he is an elite quarterback.
Yeah, after the second half of BYU, the margin of error has become very slim. This is a game that Jake and the team and the program really needs. You come out of Saturday 1-2 with a bye week, and you compare that to being 2-1. If you go out there and you beat the number 8 ranked team in America, and Jake makes those plays in the second half, and they manage the game, and they call the game, and they do all the right things to win that game, then all of a sudden the Q rating that we talked about, that popularity rating, not just for Jake, but Steve and the programming, everything in the bye week starts to shoot very, very high.
Well, and you talk about that Q rating, and certainly it's an interesting one for the Seahawks in terms of expectations. And the expectations for this team really have not been that high, whether you're talking about us, some of the other local people, local media, national media. Not a lot of people picking the Seahawks to have a great year, but sometimes, Brock, those can be the most fun teams for the fans.
Yeah, that group comes together, the team, they feel it, they're in that locker room, everyone's counting you out, not thinking you can contend, and then what do? You go beat up San Francisco 31-6, and I still say, days later, San Francisco 1 of 15 on third down, 49 combined yards. That wasn't a fluke. Yes, San Francisco and Smith struggled, but a dominant effort at home. And now what can they do when they go on the road into a tough environment? Can they be like just 4 of the 16 teams that went on the road last week and won? Can they be one of those 16 that goes into Denver and wins? And all of a sudden, I think some of that hype and that hysteria will really grow in this town.
All right, so you can hear all of that on the podcast below, plus Bob Condotta breaking down the Huskies offense and the new offensive starter they've got, and John Clayton, he's unbelievable with the facts and the figures that he's got ready to go at the tip of the hat. He is unbelievable. So check all that out on the podcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow.